Do you remember taking your boat out into the ocean and all of a sudden hearing a roar and then there's a sea serpent chasing you and you have no idea what to do? Yeah, we're not going to do that today. Today we're going to actually go out into the ocean and we're going to find that thing. We're going to find a sea serpent and I'm going to show you how to kill him and get his loot without the loot sinking to the bottom of the sea and you're not being able to pick it up. But before we take on a sea serpent, we're going to need to find one of these special little islands. They don't show up on the map. They're called a leviathan. It's kind of like a shell thing floating in the middle of the ocean. Kind of weird. You'll notice it immediately when you see it because it looks super out of place and like, what the hell? And on top of these things, when you park your boat next to it, you can jump on them, find these little shell-looking things here, and when you take out your pickaxe and you start mining them, you'll get a material called chitin. Now, when you take these materials back to your base and you go to your forge, you should be able to craft an abyssal harpoon, which is an item that does have a durability, so be careful with how many times you use it, and when you throw it at any of the enemies in the game, you'll actually be able to pull them towards you, and you can click right-click to let go. So that's how you get your abyssal harpoon. Now we have to go out and hunt a sea serpent. It's quite easy to do this. All you have to do is get on your boats, go to the oceans, like somewhere in the big oceans. Try stay near land because what we're going to do is we're going to find a sea serpent and then we're going to kind of like lead him towards one of the islands somewhere safe. Preferably the meadows if you can. So once you find a sea serpent, it's time to set your boats to go in a circular motion and then step off of the controls. It's much easier to do this in multiplayer. I haven't actually had that experience though because I'm a solo player. So as a solo player, just set your boat to go around in a half circle. And while it's doing that, you're going to grab your abyssal harpoon and you're going to try throw it and make sure it connects with the sea serpent. If it does, it will actually tether you to the sea serpent and wherever you go, it will drag him along. But not for long and not if he goes the opposite direction and starts swimming that way. So be careful of getting too far from him too quickly because the line will snap. Your goal here is to actually kind of like now guide your boat. You can ride your boat while still being connected, so it's okay. And guide your boat to land where you'll actually jump off onto the land and you're going to run inland so that the line will pull the sea serpent onto the land, and once he's on the land, pull out your best weapon or your bow, whatever you want to use to kill him as quickly as possible, and the drops will just land there right in front of you. Pretty nice. You can get some sea serpent meat, you can get sea serpent scales, and you can also get a sea serpent trophy for killing these guys. Using the sea serpent scales, you can actually make a sea serpent scale shield, which is good if you're still like around bone mass kind of difficulty boss. But if you're at the end game, it's not so good anymore. But one really good thing is the sea serpent meat, because if you cook this, you can make sea serpent stew at your cauldron, which gives you 80 health and 80 stamina and is actually one of the best end game foods for Valheim. It just, it's really hard to find sea serpents and kill them, so you're not going to have a lot of this meat though. But it is really good food if you want very high health. And that's pretty much how you kill a sea serpent and get the loot. Quite simple. I hope this video was helpful. If there's anything that you think I left out, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in a future video. Thank you for watching.